Hey YouTube, we are going to roll right into top Great League teams here because there's no point in going over the rankings because the move updates will come today, tomorrow, or Thursday. And I can guarantee that because Friday is the day before the weekend and they don't usually release the news right before the weekend. They don't release news on weekend, and Saturday and Sunday is the Unova tour. And they're not going to also... that's why I don't think it's going to come out Friday, because I don't think they're going to like preempt the Unova tour with new season news. And then on Monday is the last day before the season turns over on Tuesday. So process of elimination, the new move updates are going to come Tuesday, today, Wednesday, or Thursday. I will, if they come Tuesday, I'm in the office. I'll have to cover it Wednesday morning. If it comes Wednesday or Thursday, I am working from home. So I'll be able to probably release like a quick video just covering the basics and then do a more in-depth video later on. So that's the plan with the move updates. For teams, going to just showcase some of the stronger teams. I think there's 7 here. Starting with the first one, this was submitted by a subscriber, a member of the channel, who also tagged me with this team before, and I showcased it. So I used it on stream yesterday. For those of you who watched the progression of my I suck, I can't win anything, I lost 400 ELO down to 2,500. This is where the subscriber was at 2,500. I was also down to 2,500. I ran with a team of Guzzlord. You will see that tomorrow. That got me to 2,700. And then this team here brought me from 2,700 to 2,900 on stream. So if you want to see me use this team specifically and how to use the team, because I think there is, if you're going to use the order here, I think there is a way to use this team. Go check out my live stream and watch that insane run to get me back up to like 2907 ELO within striking distance of Legend. So basically, it's a very balanced team despite the double electric weakness in the back. So you have Drapion, that is your sort of lead, but also very safe. And then a Azumarill and Drifblim in the back. Yes, your W2 electric in the back, Morpeko, something like that is going to just destroy the back line. But outside of Morpeko, it is a very safe, balanced team in the fact that you have Azumarill, weak to grass, Drifblim as a flyer resisting grass, Drifblim as a ghost, weak to dark, Azumarill as the fairy, resisting dark, and then both Drapion's weak to ground, both in the back can deal with ground. So that's what kind of makes this team really strong. I had really good success with it. Obviously, Drapion lead, I found that 2 things. So one, I use the Shadow Drifblim, and I just find that damage from the Shadow Drifblim is really worth it. And the second thing is Drifblim and Drapion are both pretty glassy, and Azumarill is obviously a tank. So I think personally the best way to use this team, the way I used it, again, play with it how you want, is Drapion on the lead. I was fighting for switch more often than not. If I could take switch, I did, because then if you saw like if a grounder, if not a ground, but like if a grass came in or something that you can align better. You can align better in the back is the short version. And if it was something like neutral, coming in with a Azumarill and just absorbing that damage was a way to go too. So I had a great success with this team. That being said, I don't know whether I caused a shift in the meta. Someone saw this and everyone started running this team. When I played this team Monday morning, I saw ground lead maybe like 8 times in a row. So I switched to Drifblim lead, and then I saw Dugong's 3 times in a row. So I don't know if the algorithm's just being like, you ran too hard too fast, down you go, or people are just seeing so many grounds. So people were seeing so many poisons, so they went to the grounds, and now we're seeing more grounds, so they went to the ice. So I don't know if it's just like the meta evolving, and that's one thing that you will see in my I suck video when I dropped like 400 ELO. I listed a bunch of reasons. And someone in the comments, I think rightfully said that the meta is very quick to adjust now. In the past, it wasn't. In the past, I could run with a team for 1 week and just dominate with it. But it seems like, I think the mixture of like content creators and the amount of the intelligence of the people playing now, are just usually stronger players. I think that the meta is evolving too quickly to run with a team for too long now, which is again, this is a very strong difference. You could run with the same team for 1 to 2 weeks in the past, and now it's like you get on a little run, content creator puts it out, it gets used a couple times, people are seeing the same line over and over. They adjust very quickly. So you can use the team in this order. You may see ground leads, you may see Dugong leads, you can do Azumarill as a safe lead for both of those, or just use this lead. Yeah, so that was just kind of like something that came to my mind when I was using the team. I was just like, what the heck? Talonflame Morpeko plus a third, essentially. I've had multiple people hit legend this season, and I think even last season, with the Talonflame on Morpeko core. It's just a very easy core in the fact that like Morpeko is going to be weak to ground, Flyer should beat the ground, Talonflame is going to be weak to water, Morpeko should beat most waters. Mud Boys, obviously the trickier of the two things, and that is why this third was a superior on this team. There's other options for third. I think I've seen, yeah, there's other options for third, but I think superior to deal with your Mud Boy weakness makes sense. I don't like, the only thing with this team I do not like is it doesn't have a safe swap, so that's why to deal with the Mud Boys, I think other people were using something like Talonflame Leave, Morpeko backline with like an either like normal safe swap or, you know, for alligator safe swap and just be double weak to electric there. But those are ways to adjust to deal with the weakness of that, what is otherwise a very, very, very strong core. This team, let me preface this very quickly for you here. So, is this a very strong team? Yes, this person and a couple others have hit legend with this team. Thunderfang, Steelix, Annihilate, and Jumpluff in the back. You got some bulk in pretty much all three. You got a counter user. You got Flyer to deal with grass. You got electric that will deal with like for alligator. This team is not new either. I've seen it around constantly. And if you go to my stream, it's very funny. I'm putting out a top teams video. You should run with these. No, you shouldn't. It should give you ideas of what is out there and potential pairings, but I don't think you should follow teams blindly. And here's the reason. In my stream on Sunday, I went on a crazy one. It was like 20-5 or something like that. Maybe even 21-4. Like I dominated that stream. I played very, very well. But a couple things I did was I team read. There was 3 or 4 wins I got because I could team read what the opponent had in the back. And it was this one, Steelix, Annihilate, Jumpluff, and I was able to just like know what was in the back and just align there. The other one was the Bastiodon Grass Medi, which ended up being a Bastiodon Superior and Annihilate instead of Medi now. So the problem is if you use, and this is what I'm talking about with the meta adjusting so quickly, if you use teams that are fairly common, one, the meta can adjust on you, and two, people can read and align appropriately. So yeah, if you go watch that stream, you're going to see like 3 or 4 times I'm like, this is a team, this is what's in the back, this is how I win. And it was essentially like that's a, so to put in perspective, it was this line and I had my Drapion lead and I'm like, I'm fighting for switch here because I have a Azumarill that really doesn't want to see Jumpluff, but will dominate Annihilate. And then I have a Flyer that will beat Jumpluff. So basically I just like fought for switch and I aligned in the back there. So again, if you're going to use content creator teams, it's fine. Just be aware that people can read them. This is a team that I used earlier in the season with great success. And it's almost identical to the team that I'm using for running. And so it's Drapion, Azumarill, and instead of using Corsola, I was using Drifblim. So it's the same concept that I used very early in the season and showcased early in the season because one of my factions members said they went on like a crazy like 41-5 run with the team early in the season. So it's the same concept. Cover each other's weakness. Corsola, you know, you have a grass cover in the front in Drapion. Corsola is higher ranked just because it's not as glass. It's got a lot of bulk to it, and Astonish and Nightshade are a great move, and you have Power Gem for coverage. So gives you a little more, gives you nice moves that is also that Driftman also has, but gives you way more bulk there, and doesn't add the double electric weakness in the back because now you have neutral for Morpeko, although it's not like Corsola is going to deal with Morpeko anyways. Another another submitted team, Feraligatr, Clodsire, Superior. So this is just a very straightforward top meta team. All 3 of these Pokemon are top meta Pokemon. Double weak to ice in the back. So if you are worried about that, you could run instead of Sludge Bomb on. I like Sludge Bomb on Clodsire just because it's so quick to hit, and with a couple fighters like Primeape and stuff, you have something quick to hit on it instead of having to go to the Earthquake. Although it's not like Sludge Bomb could do anything to Annihilate. So you can run this with Stone Edge if you want coverage for like Mandibuzz or Ice. So a little stronger in the back to that. Stone Edge would probably be smarter. And Stone Edge is actually probably smarter as a safe swap because this team does not have a good safe swap. For Alligator is the best safe swap and it's on the lead. Again, so you may be wondering if you're newer to this channel, why are there so many people now running safe swaps on the lead and not in the mid game? So I've always been a fan of balanced teams because they're very easy to run. So you run, again, this is a bad example, but let's just go to the old school team of Skarmory, Sableye, and Swampert. So Skarmory and Swampert super cover each other's weaknesses, and Sableye is a safe swap. So if you lead Skarmory, you see an electric or whatever, you safe swap into Sableye and try and flip switch. What I have done in the past few seasons and what others are starting to follow me, I don't know, it's because they watch my channel or what not, but what I've also found is leading a safe swap and just having your balanced core in the back works extremely well because it's less RPS that you're going to win or lose the lead and then you have to try and flip. And it's more your safe swap on the lead can just kind of play against anything. So you just kind of stay in there with pretty much anything. And then safe swaps are generally super strong that they can like apply shield pressure or flip or like win switch. So if you have a Pokemon on the lead that can like win switch and then you have a balanced team in the back, kind of like what the Drapion, Azumarill, Drifblim core or the Corsola that I just kind of mentioned there, you can win switch on the lead and then align. So I've changed my thinking a bit. I still like running balanced team with a safe lead, but that's kind of the thought process behind it. Marowak, Drapion for Alligator. This team is double weak to grass. For Alligator, depending on energy, can get off a couple ice beams. But basically, it's just 3 top meta Pokemon, all very spammy. And Marowak is a 2-shield beast. Drapion's just incredible. And for Alligator, both like top safe swap. So it's a pretty straightforward team there. And the last team is Drapion, Annihilate, and Diggersby. I talked about the other 2 already. Actually, have I talked about Annihilate yet? Annihilate's strong because despite the counters being nerfed, it still only takes 12 to get to a Rage Fist. And counter's still such a hard-hitting move. So Annihilate has some bulk, counter's still hard-hitting, and only takes 12 to get to a Rage Fist, which is pretty good to boost your attack. And then the nuke of a close combat. And then Diggersby, we haven't talked about it yet, but it's super, super bulky, quick charging, and can deal with a lot of like the rollout users, resisting them because of the ground, and just pretty good overall. So those are the teams. Good luck on the grind. I will come at you with a bunch of Great League teams, maybe 1 or 2 Mega Masters, and then and then we will update the new season when it comes, and then we're also going to do the Unova Tour analysis before the event this weekend. So thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, or if you watch all my videos but are not subscribed for some reason. That seems to happen quite often. But I appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.